Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. There's been smoke surrounding that scenario since before the New England Patriots parted ways with the legendary head coach following the 2023 NFL season. And it could lead to fire next offseason if the Cowboys underachieve in 2024, the final year of Mike McCarthy's contract with Dallas. Former NFL cornerback Asante Samuel, who played 5 seasons under Belichick in New England, 2003 to 2007, again raised the possibility over the weekend, pointing to the desperation Cowboys owner Jerry Jones might soon face in pursuing a Super Bowl title. Jerry Jones, he loves his players, he treats them right. Something's going on this year. And I think that leads to next year, to say Bill Belichick will be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Samuel said on ESPN Radio. And it ultimately comes down to Jerry Jones. And Jerry Jones wants to win a Super Bowl. For him to get that bowl, his options are running out. And that last option for him to make this thing come to light is Bill Belichick. The Cowboys went 12-5 in each of the last 3 seasons under McCarthy, winning 2 NFC East titles and consistently looking like a Super Bowl contender before falling flat in the playoffs. Perhaps Belichick is the missing ingredient given his championship pedigree. Of course, things didn't end well in New England for Belichick, who won 6 Super Bowl titles as the Patriots head coach before the franchise spiraled in wake of Tom Brady's departure. But there's no denying his coaching prowess. He's still one of the best of all time. A Jerry Jones-Bill Belichick tandem in Dallas, a massive football market, would be incredibly entertaining, if nothing else. Skeptics could point to a possible power struggle if either's ego comes into play, but there's also reason to believe it's crazy enough to work. A lot rides on how this season plays out for the Cowboys and whether Belichick truly wants to return to the sidelines in 2025. For now, the smoke continues to billow. Jerry Jones hasn't ruined CeeDee Lamb contract negotiations yet. The Dallas Cowboys are still trying to a deal done with their star receiver. Roundly ripped last week after saying he had no urgency to reach an agreement with All-Pro wide receiver CeeDee Lamb and sign him to a long-term extension, Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones changed his tune on Sunday prior to his team kicking off the preseason against the Los Angeles Rams. Jones, who still serves as his team's general manager even though he is 81 years old, spoke during the Cowboys pregame show and made a direct appeal to his star wideout. Now I understand completely the angst that's happening when you're anxious about and someone says anything about whether you're missed or not. Well, CeeDee, you're missed, okay, he said. Lamb, who responded to the original comments from Jones with an LOL on social media, is hoping to become one of the highest-paid wide receivers in the NFL and probably has the 4-year, $140 million deal that Justin Jefferson signed with the Minnesota Vikings this offseason as a target. While the Jefferson contract is probably a bit too lofty of a goal for Lamb, he is certainly looking at a massive payday one way or the other. According to Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer, that payday is still coming in Dallas, despite Jones's back-and-forth messaging. I can't imagine the Dallas Cowboys not getting a deal done with CeeDee Lamb, Breer writes. But Jerry Jones's frustration with the situation has shown a bit this week. First, he said that there wasn't any urgency to get a Lamb extension over the goal line. Then, on the team's pregame show Sunday, he walked that back. All of this negotiation is hard enough for everyone involved without the background noise that seems to have engulfed it. Dallas quarterback Dak Prescott is certainly keeping a close eye on what is happening with his top target because he is also on the market for a contract extension and has his own round of negotiations with Jones on the way. If those negotiations don't work out, some have speculated Prescott will be in New York playing for the Giants next season and that Bill Belichick will be his coach. The Cowboys will open their 2024 season in Cleveland against the Browns, and in all likelihood, both Lamb and Prescott will be on the field for Dallas in Week 1. Whether both players will start Week 1 of the 2025 season for the Cowboys remains to be seen. For better or worse, it's probably up to Jones. Cowboys star CeeDee Lamb, which is not great for the team but always good for the formulation of potential trade packages, whimsical as they might be. But as August keeps plowing forward, the possibility of the Cowboys and Lamb making no progress and eventually having to consider NFL trade options grows, even if only incrementally. It does not help that the situation continues to be hijacked by outside noise. We have seen Lamb scrub the Cowboys from his social media accounts, a symbolic expression of frustration disgruntled players often utilize. We've also seen team owner Jerry Jones step in it by saying there is no urgency to get Lamb into camp, quotes he tried to clean up on Sunday after there was backlash from Lamb and others. All of that has little impact on the core issue for Lamb and the Cowboys, which is that Lamb wants to be paid $35 million annually like Justin Jefferson of the Vikings, and the Cowboys are trying their best to find ways get as far below that number as possible. Until there is a resolution on that, Lamb's holdout will proceed. And if there is no hope for a resolution, well, then it will be time to consider hitting the eject button and finding a trade. Cowboys would land Christian Watson. That's the thinking at Bleacher Report this week. In an article titled, 5 NFL Teams That Should Revisit CeeDee Lamb Trade Amid Cowboys WR's Holdout, the site's Maurice Mouton suggests that one viable deal could happen with the team that KO'd the Cowboys' postseason hopes in January, the Packers. The Cowboys could get a star-caliber player in return, plus draft picks, if that player can stay healthy, that is. The player is Christian Watson, who has seen his promising career bogged down by 2 major hamstring issues. Still, the Cowboys know what Watson can do when healthy. His breakout game came against Dallas as a rookie, when he posted a 107-yard, 3-touchdown game. It is a sizable package, and considering there should be some interesting options available at wide receiver in next year's draft, it's something the Cowboys would have to, at least, consider. CeeDee Lamb lacking leverage. But that's only if they get to a point of no return with Lamb. Fact is, the Cowboys hold the leverage in the situation, with Lamb already signed on a 5th-year option worth $18 million. That's not enough for a player who posted 135 catches and 1,749 yards last season, both franchise records. Alas, under the rules of the CBA, the Cowboys have every right to require Lamb to play under that contract. Lamb could continue to hold out, but he is going to cost himself significant money for the time he misses. If he decides not to play at all this year, it would hurt the Cowboys, but it would hurt Lamb a lot more. That's why Jones said there was no urgency. He tried to suit the situation Sunday. Now I understand completely the angst that's happening when you're anxious about it and someone says anything about whether you're missed or not. Well, CeeDee, you're missed, okay? Jones said. But you're not missed out here competing, and it doesn't put any pressure any place on us. Indeed, there is little pressure on the Cowboys here. And that's why, ultimately, they're not trading Lamb.